Dear friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's read. I really hope that you are finding my stories little bit interesting. You can drop in your comments in the comment section for any kind of improvement that you intend to see. From the timeless collection of Malti Joshi, let's read Pratirodh. She was feeling as if lizards are roaming around on her entire body. She was feeling pukish on remembering her brother in law's touch. His greedy vision was still following her. His words wrapped in desire were still haunting her ears. At that time, she felt like slapping him, but she had to resist herself due to the obligations of the relations. That's why she left him only by threatening him. In return, he had also threatened her and said, "You tried to complain about me, and I will make you so much infamous that you will not be able to show your face to your own husband." For a moment, Meera got very scared, as she was only 6 months into her marriage and she was now stuck amid such controversy. After her marriage, her sister in law is visiting for the first time with her entire family. She left no stone unturned in taking care of all their needs. She was busy cooking delicious meals for dinner and lunch. She had left her cupboard open for her sister in law so that she can wear anything anytime she desires for. She was showering love on all her sister in law and on her child and was neglecting his mischiefs. But don't know why. She was not feeling compatible with brother in law. Her conscience had warned her to be aware of that person, as he is keeping a bad eye on her. She needs to be cautious from that person, and maybe that particular thing has affected his ego. His masculine inner self must have got hurt and was looking for a suitable time to take his revenge. She was busy in dinner's preparations. After lunch, Suyesh went to his shop like usual days, and Ammaji, she had gone to jeweler's shop with her daughter. Maid had also left after finishing her work. That moment he came on kitchen's doorstep and called Meera saying, "Can I please get a cup of tea?" For the first time she realized that she is all alone in the house. She mustered up all her courage and said, "Yes, you please go and sit in the drawing room. I will bring tea there myself." She was feeling uneasy on the mere presence of him standing there. "Can I get a glass of water? Or for that also I have to go out and sit?" She did not answer. Instead, filled a glass with water, kept it on the side of the tray, and handed it to him from a distance. He grunted in anger, saying, "Am I an untouchable that you are offering me water like this?" Meera kept silent and got busy in preparing tea. She did not want to make the situation worse by any kind of argument. Jijaji also understood her motive and went out to sit in the drawing room. She felt relieved. Meera prepared tea, went in the drawing room, and slowly kept the tray on the table. He raised his head from the back of newspaper and said, "What is this? Only one cup of tea? Where is your cup?" Meera replied, "I don't take tea in the evening. You can at least give me some company. Tea is a thing not to be consumed alone. Do one thing, go, bring one cup, and we will share it. Please forgive me. I have a lot of work to do in the kitchen. I am getting late," she said and turned to go. And the moment she turned, Jijaji caught hold of her sari's achal. "Jijaji, are you aware of what you are doing? Are you in your senses?" "No, I am not at all in my senses, as you have taken away all my senses." "Jijaji, you are an elder member of the family, so behave like that." "Yes, I am an elder, but I am not old. Tea was just a reason, as I thought this was the only way to make you sit with me for 5 minutes. But it seems you are running away even from my shadow. Does anyone behave in this manner with their guest? If you are a guest, then remain in the limits of guest. Otherwise, otherwise, what will you do? I will have to complain about this to my mother-in-law and my husband." "Oh, your husband? He cannot dare to speak even a single word in front of me. You try to complain about me, and I will make your life hell. I will make you so much infamous that you will not be able to show your face to anyone. After this, Mira could not stand there for long. She closed kitchen's door and quickly went upstairs in her room and had locked it from inside. Her heart was beating profusely and she was feeling so bad. She had understood the bad intention of this man underneath the wedding mandap. Since she comes from a poor family, but she looked like a princess, and that's why Suyash's mother had asked for her hand for her son. Mira's parents were very happy on this proposal as they were empty handed after the marriage of their two daughters. They still had two more to be worried for. Amid such crisis, this proposal was like a blessing. They could not have thought to get such a good match for their daughter even in their dreams, and that too without any dowry. For the first time, she met Jijaji in her wedding. On his every taunt, Suyash would feel very bad. Initially, she was amused on the fact as to why no one is saying anything to this person. Then later, she discovered that he is the son in law of the family. Since that moment, she developed a feeling of remorse for him, and this feeling of remorse was now accompanied with anger and threat. She did not want to confront him. Around 7 o'clock, both mother and daughter returned home from market. When she saw both of them stepping down from rickshaw, only then she opened the lock of her room and came out. After their arrival, Jijaji went out and said, "Don't wait for me on the dinner. I'm having dinner with some of my acquaintances." Mira took a sigh of relief. She quickly cooked the meal and fed her mother-in-law and sister-in-law. After feeding them, she went back in her room and lay down to rest a bit. She used to wait for her husband daily, but today she could not dare to keep the door open. She latched the door from inside. While reading a book, she didn't know when she went to sleep. Suyash, her husband, might have knocked the door some 3-4 times, but she could not hear it because when she opened the door, he was standing in a bad mood. "In whose thoughts were you lost that you could not hear the knock?" he asked sternly. "Oh, I dozed off while reading the book. I'm so sorry." "These days you are feeling too sleepy. What's the matter? What are you saying?" Suyash did not answer. He was furious in anger and simply went and lay down on the bed with shoes on. "You just freshen up and I will bring dinner for you." "I don't want to have dinner. I ate outside with my friends." Mira wanted to say, "So what if you have eaten outside? You can at least have 2 bites with me." But she remained calm and quiet on seeing his mood. She sat on the bedside with an intention to begin the conversation, but he shouted on Mira and said, "Leave me alone. There is no need to be so dramatic in front of me." Mira was shocked. She thought that a person who is so calm and composite, how can he talk in such a manner? He never thought Mira to be his equivalent. No one knows how he had settled a thought in his mind that Mira had married him out of her helplessness. This mere thought had made him weak and mute. He would never raise his voice over Mira, never made any special request or anything of that sort. Then how come he has become so much aggressive today? Her conscience became alert. Is it all the deeds of Nandoiji? "Okay, so you had dined out. With whom? What have you eaten? Do you wish to join any armed force that you are asking so many questions?" "Okay, fine, let it be. Acha, tell me one thing. Your Jija is worth to be worshipped, but is he really a trustworthy person?" Swish sprang up in astonishment. "Why are you bringing Jijaji in between?" "Because you had gone to eat dinner with him only, didn't you?" Suyash didn't answer back. His silence was his affirmative answer. He had threatened to me that if I complained about him, then he will make me infamous, so much so that I will not be able to show my face to anyone. But it seems he turned out to be so much weak that he didn't have the patience to wait till I complained about him. He thought it to be his wise decision in taking the first step. You wait here and I will just come. Where are you going? To show that man his real status. Ideally, you should take a stand for me because I am your legally wedded wife. But since you don't have time from stroking your anguish, let me fight for myself. Listen, please don't create a scene unnecessarily. Unnecessarily? And what about him? He's after me and he's tarnishing my image. What about you? Saying that, she hustled down the stairs and reached her mother in law's room. Guest room was empty. Everyone was sitting in Ammaji's room. Her mother in law was sitting on the king size bed and was busy in cutting something, while Nandoiji was busy in telling the fake tale. Both mother and daughter were listening very carefully. He was saying, "Oh, Amma, you made a very big mistake in choosing the right kind of girl. You should have checked her background. These girls from small town are efficient enough in creating Ras Leelas. It was all because of your blessing that I am saved." Her mother-in-law reverted. "Beta, I have been cheated upon. I picked up a mirror thinking it to be a diamond. I didn't know." Ammaji paused while speaking as she saw Meera standing on the doorstep. There was silence in the room. On seeing everyone's eye on her, Meera walked in slowly and stood beside her mother-in-law's bed. "Which Ram Leela are you describing, Jijaji? I would also like to listen." She saw that her sister-in-law and mother-in-law both have turned their face away out of anger, while Jijaji was sitting on the chair smiling. She asked again, "You didn't tell Jijaji. Which Ras Leela were you talking about?" "Not everyone is shameful like you, Betaji. You didn't feel ashamed in doing, but we are very shameful in telling it." Dear friends, this was the end of the story. Please stay tuned for more such stories. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe the channel.